Hi everyone, today I will do a tutorial that is basically an upgrade of my Souls-like controller. I've done a video on the old version of the controller, but the idea is to share it and use it as a tutorial base. The next tutorial video will be on hitboxes, so I have to do this one before, and this will be on equip a weapon by reparenting it, adding it a trail and some other refinement on the controller. If you don't want to do this from scratch, you will find the repository on GitHub and there is a link in the description. So let's start. The basic idea is to have two positions where will be our weapon, one in the hand and one on the back, and our weapon will dynamically be reparented when an input triggers the correct animation. Later in this video I will tell you why I'm not using the inverse kinematic to match the left hand on the stick. Maybe I will do a tutorial on inverse kinematic in the future. So the warning is that there is a problem with characters rigged in Mixamo in GODOT 3.3. The problem is that using inverse kinematics the root bone is incorrectly twisted. Fortunately there are some guys working on this issue on GitHub, and thank you guys. So if you want to correctly match on the weapon the animation with two hands, you have to use GODOT 3.2.3 or before. Instead, if you want to continue on GODOT 3.3, you can use a drastic solution, namely to exclude the bones of the left arm. In this way, you can have a funny animation of the character like he is injured. You can also change the animation in the animation tree. We're going to write a new function that is a general reparenting function. Simply we take a node, from that node we get this parent, then remove its child, and then reparent it to a new node. We can also write a specific function to call in a frame, in a keyframe, or a particular weapon in a particular animation, and we will do this using the general function. This is particularly useful because in this way we can match the grip of the character on the weapon. Now I will use the reparenting function directly in the script when I change my weapon, because our first animation, the draw animation, begin with the grip on the weapon, so the match is easy and we don't need the keyframe. The sheathing animation begin with the weapon in the hand, so we have to call a method that we have just defined and create a keyframe Remember to save after the creation of a function, otherwise you won't see it in the list. Of course, remember also to activate the functions in the filtering options. If we run the game, we will see that the trail is always visible. This will be the next thing to adjust, but the reparenting should work. And yes, it's working, so we have to finish this. We will use the trail as a visual feedback of the attack. So we will create two important functions that define the window of the attack. This will be very important in the future when we will manage hitboxes and all the attack logic and damage logic. The cons of this approach is that it's very frame rate dependent. So if you want to use this method in your game, you have to maintain a stable frame rate. Maybe this is not the best approach, but to make the code just a little more clean, I define variables for the actions of the character. For now we have the attack and the roll. I'm adding the root motion transform directly when the animation is triggered, because I want to manually add the movement for some actions. For the moment we will leave out the null state logic. Maybe I will do a tutorial in the future on this trick. Change the parameters of the trail to fit your preference. Remember to adjust the other parameters of the animation tree when the animation is performed. Now I'm copying and pasting, but you can define your own function and you can do this as you like. You can see that there is an incorrect interpolation at the end of the animation. This is because the stance is set to 0. This is a good thing to do maybe when the character is rolling, but not when he's attacking. That's all for now. I hope you liked it. And of course I will continue to update this character and to do other videos on GODOT or GODOT. So see you next time.